Hey there, I'm Clay Boonthanakit, aka Clay Boon, and I'm a dancer, dance educator, and filmmaker, videographer, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I have quite a few activities I pursue outside of dance. I love filming, editing, and directing videos. I've been doing that since before I ever started dancing as well. I mostly enjoy making short form content, and comedy is really my favorite thing. Making people laugh is probably something I'd say I love even more than dance, so. It's really fun that I get to make videos centered around dance, but make them really funny and make them short form and being able to control the pacing of it all. Yeah, I think that's always really exciting for me. It's always a joy. I love mixology and cocktail creation. I only have a few books in my house and most of them are cocktail books. I'd say like flavor or simply like food and drink is a huge passion for me and my family. Other families would have pastimes, is it pastimes? But when they would spend their time together, you know, watching sports or maybe having a party, doing crafts, I don't know, things like that. My family would travel the world and we'd eat at the best restaurants. That's just literally what we did. So yeah, food and drink, that's probably like one of my favorite things. I spend a lot of time cooking, a lot of time making cocktails and experimenting and stuff. I also, my family, we run a hot sauce company that we recently started called Boon Sauce. It's like an Asian chili oil sauce. It's super delicious. Yeah, that's how much we love food. Yeah, okay, cool. Question 2. This is a great question. I think my craving to create is much deeper than my feelings of exhaustion and laziness. And that's not to say I don't often feel like just going home, laying in bed and doing nothing or just playing video games and stuff, because that's a really normal thing for me. But it's actually like a painful feeling for me to not create. I don't think I intentionally did this, but schedule in creative time where I don't have any expectations of myself to like, I have to make something right now, or like, this is the time where I'm gonna make this very specific video. It's just leaving room to make whatever I wanna make. A lot of people are they always schedule in time to like complete projects or work on something that has a lot of specificity to it. And for me personally, like if I'm just trying to stay consistent and make things that my mind is making already and just saying, oh, that's a funny idea, let's do it, then I need to make room to plan those sort of things out and just do things on a whim. So I think that's been really helpful for me. Oh yeah, I also don't really think it's uncommon for me to just drop whatever I'm doing to pursue the ideas that pop up in my head like on a whim. I like to treat ideas like opportunities with time limits. It's like if I don't create this thing right now or very soon, I'm not gonna have that same level of drive. That sort of habit has helped me ride waves of passion and inspiration until my projects are completed. And I think that's really, really important. With the fact that I have a 9-to-6 job and it's structured and I have to plan for a lot of different things because our company currently, we've got like 27, 28 people in the company. There's a lot of communications that go on, there's a lot of planning. So when I get home and I want to make different projects and stuff, I throw a lot of that out the window and say, let's just make. Otherwise I get too caught up, Yeah. Number 3. So many. This is like a story I've told many times to many different people, but I'll try to keep it really concise. I moved to California when I was like around 8th grade. My whole life I'd been bullied for being Asian and for being overweight, and so I just basically didn't really accept myself as a person. I just hated the fact that I was me. I was Asian, I was overweight, I didn't want to be me. And then I moved to California because my father works in the film business. Went to 8th grade, made friends. All my friends were 7th graders, and then I graduated middle school. They moved to 8th grade, I went to high school, so I had no friends again. My older brother, Max, he's 2 years older than me. He always saw me like sitting like by myself like under a water fountain because I didn't have any friends. He asked me if I wanted to check out the Freestylers Club. And I was like, what's the Freestylers Club? And he said, every Friday, some of the kids in school hang out in the French teacher's room and they dance battle each other. And I was like, what? Like, that's the kind of how we said they like dance battle. I was like, that's really cool. That doesn't sound like me because I'm like, overweight, kind of lame, don't really have any friends, but I'm like, that sounds really cool. I have nothing better to do, so I guess I'll go check it out. So that Friday, of that week, I went to go visit, and I saw all the tables in the French teacher's room pushed to the side, a linoleum polka dot mat rolled out on the floor, and a person doing what's called nutcracker windmills in the center of that floor. And I was just like, whoa! And all these people around were like, whoa, just cheering. It was like this culture explosion that I never knew existed. And seeing people of different races, gender, size, whatever it is, just cheering for a person in the center with that amount of love and energy was mind-boggling. I didn't think right at that moment that I wanted to dance, but at that moment I was like, I want to be here. And I ended up joining that club, and then by the time I was a senior, I was the president of that club, and then the captain of the all-male dance crew in school. And dance had taken over my life, and that's what rolled everything else involving dance, including Steezy, including being able to travel the world and teach. The biggest thing was like I met community. I found self-confidence through the community in dance. I don't think dance gave me self-confidence, but dance culture and the people in it really inspired me and made me feel okay with being myself. I think that was the moment that really changed it all for me, was when I was introduced to dance. That was like 12 years ago. That's crazy. 12 years ago? I was in high school. I think that the first month of quarantine was super hard for me. And I didn't expect that. I was confident in myself. I'm just gonna do my arts, all the things I would normally do anyways. But I am such an extrovert, and I require so much energy and social interaction from other people in order to really fuel a lot of those creative drives as well. So I was feeling exhausted. I was feeling drained when I first started off into this quarantine thing. But one of the ways that like I've been coping is reaching out to people. I've been a lot more intentional with the communities and friends that I have. My church small group, I love my church small group. That's been super helpful to be able to share feelings and talk to people who have such different walks of life than I. And it makes this experience just so much more human, you know, rather than just listening to crazy old news and just having all these terrible things rain down, but actually leaning into real people that I know and trust and hearing what they have to say. That's been super, super helpful, like coping with this whole thing. And also just like pursuing creative arts. Like I made a TikTok during this time, and it blew up, and that was crazy.
Water. 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 Water.
I think still digging into my creative arts and doing things that I would normally have a little bit less time to do, I've been able to actually pursue a lot of those things and put more time towards those. Number 4. I think the big thing is Steezy has been here. We've been here for 6 years, which is 6 years of Steezy. We've been putting time into building something that honors culture, honors foundations and the roots of different dance styles, and putting faces and personalities to a lot of dancers that people would normally just see as like, wow, this is the biggest, most famous dancer. And for Steezy, it's like, we made this thing because we wanted people to have access. We felt that the world deserves to have what LA has as like a bubble. A lot of people have really leaned in to Steezy and taken advantage of the fact that you're able to have the best instructors in the world right at home, plus technology that was built to help you learn dances even better. Because I remember when I was on YouTube, when I first entered the Freestylers Club and was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then going home and searching up like dancing on YouTube. Like I didn't know anything. And so it was really hard to find information. Steezy is something that we wish we had in the very beginning. Millions of people that are able to access Steezy and have dancers talking about very real issues. Sometimes if they see people through a camera, they expect that these people are just good at everything. And for us, we choose to be authentic, we choose to be honest and share struggles over the glamour. So I think a lot of people are just able to really feel that. They're able to stay at home and not feel alone. That feeling of loneliness and isolation is very common. And so it's important for us to share real, honest feelings and be authentic people so that the world can experience that. and feel, well, not alone. Oh man, I would die. I would be terrible in the zombie apocalypse. Like, what little artist me is gonna survive? I'm like, I'll make a TikTok of it. I'm gonna dance the dance battle of the zombies away. Who would be on my team? Honestly, probably like, so one of the co-founders, Connor, he's like a Renaissance man. Like, even if he's not good at something, he'll find a way to get good at it or meet the baseline in order to achieve it. I'd say I'd want Connor as a member of my team so he can make things happen and strategize. He's a great strategist. I'll probably get my Uncle Charlie. My Uncle Charlie back in Atlanta, he's a Vietnam veteran, buff, probably has tons of great survival skills. And of course I'd have to bring along my family and my girlfriend, the people that I love, my brother and everything. Although I think that none of us would do a very good job. My brother would probably do the best job, honestly, because he's a professional chef. For some reason, really good with like guns, like paintball, airsoft, all those things. He was always amazing with those things. Yeah, I think that's basically my crew, and we do our best, and I don't think we do very well, honestly. So, oh yeah, first thing you do, I mean, I think like food supplies is the most important thing. Raid a store and just try to survive as much as possible. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry if I rambled a little bit much for some of the things, but yeah.